was a tradesman there for, I suppose, including apprenticeship, 10 years, and always thought I'd like to make something. So I gave it a shot at home, made a few air conditioners, and for friends and that, and it just, I suppose, kept on growing and growing.
When we started, I was 16, Kevin would have been 15.
I always remember I had to get a exemption to leave school, and always asking, you're leaving, even the kids going, can you leave already?
These poor customers, when they open the door, see these young fellas there to install the equipment. They were quite surprised, but we'd done a great job, prided ourselves in what we did, and Dad would come along into the day and saw what we'd done. It was quite good. Dad, that initial courage to do what he's done, just invest his savings and time to get the business started, and it's turned into a great story now. It's very good.
I've been very lucky. I have had my wife behind me and the boys, that sort of thing, from the early days. Without that support, you wouldn't do it, or I couldn't have done it.
The Mundys are definitely hands-on with their business. They still are today.
It was all family. Again, I sort of go in there and I sort of think back. It was the father, the sons, the son-in-law, the daughters. They were all involved in the business.
Well, Yvette was in the business. She was doing our finances. She looked after all that, done it very well. She's quite a responsible job and done a very good job of it. When Cameron came to work for us, he came and I think as a refrigeration mechanic. We started doing a little bit of electrical as well, but I think he passed it just to concentrate on refrigeration. And he's been a very clever bloke, Cameron, and he's been a lot of good for us over many years.
I worked a lot with Yvette and Cameron. They taught me everything that I needed to know.
Robert's always involved with the designs. Gary's still drawing up coils to this day. When Kevin wasn't hanging around on his forklift, he was blowing things up in the test room. Vet was in accounts. There was Chantel, she was answering phones. Had Lynn coming in and out doing paperwork and answering phones as well.
I was 4 years old when we started in 30 years, so obviously it makes me feel old too, but...
I remember Gary used to quite often, used to have a parallel ruler on his desk, and he'd be sitting there with this ruler and drawing up stuff, sketching it out on his desk himself, and then going to the draftsman and getting him to produce the designs.
I remember when I first started ActronAir, I remember asking someone, who's this old guy brazing on the line? And someone said to me, that's Gary. Didn't think much of it, and then a few months later I found out that was Gary Mundy.
Yeah, I remember my first day at ActronAir. Robert Mundy actually carried out the site tour and showed me the facilities at ActronAir, and then even took time out to go through the basic operating principles of how the air conditioner works, which I thought was, pretty good of them to do that sort of thing.
Kevin's always been hands-on with, and still is today. He would go on holidays and send me photos of his hotel room air conditioner that he's pulled apart. Actually, he still does that now.
With everything being under the one roof, some of the things we used to do, if we compared to what we do today, maybe we were a little more carefree, if you like, about how we did things.
Don't know if I should be saying this on film, but we used to test units with just a extension lead with cut ends and power the VAPs up by touching the ends of the wires on the terminals.
The rules and regulations back from when I started were a lot different to the way we have it today.
We built test rooms out of foam panels, which we nicknamed the Esky. It was just, we needed a room to test an air conditioner in, so we just used whatever we could find to make that happen.
There are instances where we used to have to climb up our extension ladders onto second story buildings, no harness kits, compressors strapped to your arm, and you just climbed up and took it as second nature. But you look back on that now and it was a bit scary thinking about some of the things you did.
I sort of remember we had a mezzanine floor we used to store all our sheet metal on. You used to have guys hanging over the edge of the mezzanine, passing parts down to the production crew below. There's no way you do that now, and thankfully we didn't harm anyone during those days either with those sorts of things.
We survived, yeah. Still here today.
I suppose we made a good product for builders. We had it because we were installing them, so we knew what to make it easy for them by making special evaporators that could come in parts and that sort of thing and assemble them in the roofs. And so we designed them to make it easy, and that went down very well.
Some of the dealers had installers, their own installing teams, when they were buying our products, fighting over wanting to put an Actron in over another brand. The teams would say, oh, look, I'll put 2 Actrons in versus another brand. They were fighting amongst themselves. I want to put the Actron in because they're easy to install.
And it just sort of grew and grew, and more people and more people.
As soon as I was engaged, the business began to grow.
I got a good feeling that the company was growing when the amount of orders that I used to enter into the system, it started to grow and I couldn't keep up with the workload.
The service team had approximately 5 people when I started and increased by about 1 to 2 people each year after that.
I started engaging more engineering staff from the get-go, designed the new lab. It's just been, the race has been on since the beginning.
I remember starting there in Melissa Place. We had the single building and they had only just bought 4 or 5 factory units across the road from that building. I think within 6 months we occupied those premises.
Outgrew that pretty quick, and it was like this 5-year trend. Every 5 years we would outgrow the current premises and have to move to the next one.
We'd install a manufacturing line, and in no time at all we were actually installing it again, ripping that one out, putting in another one, expanding over the road. We ended up taking over another premise next to us. And we used to joke that Melissa Place, we were actually slowly taking over the street.
Tougher times, I know that much. I can remember the one coming out, sausages and mince could go for weeks. We were right, no problems like that anymore. Though still like sausages and mince.
Some of the biggest challenges that we faced from those early days was the actual growth of the company.
I was going to quit the air conditioning manufacturing in the early days when we started having a few difficulties getting paid for jobs, and just felt it was all too hard, and I said, no, I'm out of it, I'm back on the tools. But she said, no, her advice was, carry on and we'll show them. I think we have.
We had outgrown Melissa Place. We had to move on. We couldn't continue running from 3 buildings. So it came time to make a move, and that was a great opportunity then. They took on the facility over at Norwest, or took the property on at Norwest, and they built the manufacturing facility we have now. Being a greenfield site, it allowed us to design all the manufacturing how we wanted it to be.
I've never really kept a record of exactly how it all went. It just grew to a point where, well, I've lost control of it now. Yeah, I'll leave it to experts now to manage. They can manage people better than I can.
The number of employees have grown really quite quickly. When I first started, there may have been 30, 40 people to today over 200 people working at ActronAir.
Current service department is a lot different to the way how it's expanded, 5 times the size than what it was back when I first started.
Nowadays we've got a team of draftsmen all using 3D CAD systems.
The engineering team now is quite big. We've got different departments, we've got controls, we've got NVH engineers, we've got testing engineers. The test facilities we have now is, well, we've gone from testing on pallets to testing in $1 million room. So compared to what it was, it's huge.
My favourite toy here has always been the sheet metal machines. The turret punches and what they can do. That's been my favourite toy. And years ago, I remember we got the first one, and I was, it was my job to program that and operate it. And now we've got a new machine, it's fully automated. It's fantastic.
So yeah, you have to innovate to stay ahead of the game. It's really a race of whoever can make the best products that customers really want and value are the ones that are going to stay in the game.
Yeah, the product we're most proud of, well, that's hard. I think probably the ESP, Energy Smart Performance. We've started with a variable capacity, and we've evolved that into ESP, ESP Plus, ESP Ultima, ESP Platinum. So that's probably the one that's been the real standout for us. And then recently we've just done the Hercules.
That's a huge unit. That one's more the size of a small container.
The benefit of this product is its energy efficiency. This is where these big units use a lot of energy typically, but this product can reduce the amount of energy used because of variable capacity. Oh, the Actron Connect, that's another good one. No matter where you are now, you can turn your air conditioner on and off, or you change your settings in your own home when you're at home.
We saw the world was moving pretty quick with controls and technology, and for a while we weren't sure how to do this. It was quite a new technology, but we knew we sort of had to do it, so it was quite exciting and a bit of a challenge. I think that's just the start of things to come.
I think the culture we have at ActronAir is fantastic. I think it's a great culture. I think people enjoy coming to work here. Everyone gets to be involved and contribute. I think it's an exciting part of being here. And we love working with the staff, and I love working with the family.
From the first day I started ActronAir, I was very welcomed, not only into the company, but as I felt like I was part of the family.
The sort of the core values, family values, are still the same today as what they were back then.
My favourite thing about working at Actron is the people.
Congratulations for all you've done, and just keep an eye out for me, and if you want to give me a pay rise, that'd be great. Thanks.
They're a strong company. They've been in the business a long time. They're good at what they do.
I enjoy the family ownership of the business. Previously worked for a multinational company. It's just so much nicer having the family involved in the business.
We're still passionate, we've still got ideas, lots of ideas, probably in fact too many ideas. We're very enthused about what we can do going forward, looking forward to the future.
One thing I do believe in is that if you've got a real dream, you work at it, you'll get there. You're different, just put the work in, don't give up. Go at it and go hard, you'll get there.
Congratulations, and yeah, good on you guys for coming this far and keeping us all in the job. Well done.
Happy 30th, ActronAir!
Wow, 30 years. You guys are showing your age now. Nah, jokes aside, congratulations guys. Building units from your back shed to bringing out award-winning units. It's something you should be proud of. It's been a pleasure working with you guys, and I can't wait to see what the next 30 years bring.
Happy birthday, ActronAir.
Just also want to thank the Mundy family for having the goal back then to start out and create air conditioning business and actually stick to it through the hard times. Because without people like you, we wouldn't be in the jobs that we are today.
Happy birthday, ActronAir!
I'd like to take the opportunity to thank the Mundy family for the opportunity that they've provided to myself, and also the opportunity they've given to all the other employees in the company.
Happy birthday, ActronAir!
I'd like to say thank you very much to the Mundy family for your support over the years, especially when I went on maternity leave and you fit me into a part-time role that really helped myself and my family.
I'd just like to say happy birthday to ActronAir. Thank you for the last 30 years and thank you to the Mundy family. And I hope you're here for another 30 years and great to see you.
Happy birthday, ActronAir!
Happy birthday, ActronAir. Congratulations on the last 30 years, and I look forward to the next 30.
I'd like to congratulate the Mundys on their 30 years in the air conditioning industry, and I wish them all the very best for the future.
Happy birthday, ActronAir!
Oh, ActronAir, oh, ActronAir, take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, ActronAir.
Happy birthday, ActronAir!
Happy birthday, ActronAir!
Oh, ActronAir.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, ActronAir.
ActronAir.